It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll get a look at Ezekiel Elliott. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Dolphins and the Bengals on Thursday night primetime.
It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in Week 4. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Leading them out, someone who has overcome plenty of adversity to forge a 12-year career. Former Virginia Tech Hokie, it's Tyrod Taylor.
And we both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now Taylor to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So now here are the Dolphins getting set for their first drive. They're led out by last season's comeback player of the year in his 3rd season now. It's Joe Burrow.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He'll get this to Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Back to Elliott, and he's got him again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Now it's Burrow. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Back deep, D.D. Westbrook. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. Back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
He'll get it inside the 20. A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Taylor. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Bengals. Ian Thomas from 6 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott, and he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it's Burrow. They're the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Now Burrow. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Bengals grab it.
Years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return. The defense gets on the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Touchdown! Sky Moore from 6 yards away. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Miami set to take over. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. Because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And the defense closes quickly there, and will get maybe a yard to the 33. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Yeah, Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Westbrook now on the return. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Now it's Taylor. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Taylor, flushed out right. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. He can really smell 800 catches right now, because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
2nd down and goal. Taylor. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Tucker now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw is Taylor. And out of bounds right around the 20. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a 1st.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Taylor will throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. The escapability in evidence there, as that one good for 15 and a 1st.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
A chance to really cap off a big 1st half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Play action, now Taylor. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. A handoff as they run the counter play. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And they will begin in field goal range already as they search for a potential score. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing on second and long. Taylor. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They go play action with Taylor. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He connected on his first, this from 41. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the first quarter of the NFL season. Some great games coming up this weekend. The first one, a game in the NFL's International Series. The Minnesota Vikings taking on New Orleans. Set your alarms for that one, though. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific. As for the 4 o'clock game, some good ones there as well. One being in Charlotte, where it'll be the Panthers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Then on Sunday night, the one everyone's talking about, the Chiefs and Bucks, the Super Bowl 55 rematch. Do not miss that one. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Here we go. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Burrow. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Now Taylor. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, it's Taylor. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 15.
Defense.
Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
And what do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he will take it on in for Bengals touchdown. Preston Edmond, his third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. Taylor going to throw. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Burrow on third down. Got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On second down, Elliott. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The Bengals with 2 extra DBs. A nickel look on third.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Burrow looking to pass. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Rasul Douglas picks it. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Now, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Taylor. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. On 3rd down, Taylor. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
19 takes. Warriors 17. 18 ready.
Fourth down, here's Taylor. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. First man through, it's the fullback Juszczyk. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. From midfield now, here's Taylor. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, he's been fun to watch in this one. He's made the correct reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Burrow's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. Right side complete. That's Woods. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. This to C.J. Ham, the fullback. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. First down. Here's Burrow. He'll get this to Elliott. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. A run with a second-year man. That's Ramondre Stevenson. And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
On second down, Taylor's throw incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
Now Taylor to throw. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Taylor's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And he will be brought down, but a first and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
Let's go now.
Now it's Taylor. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Taylor. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. A dump off to Elliott. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
He's got room at the 30, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
Free kick out of bounds.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And he completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to win.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The throw by Taylor here, and that's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone...
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things in this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They will throw on first down with Burrow. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Second and 10 now, Burrow. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose, and the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Bengals, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Miami, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1.